Welcome everyone, Mr. Pasco here, video lesson number 8. Today's question of the day says, how can we use unit rates to solve real-world problems? Now, last lesson we learned how to find a unit rate. We know that a unit rate is just a rate that has a denominator of 1. So let's go ahead and take a look at example 1. It says, Robert hiked 4 miles in 2 hours. At this rate, what is the total number of miles Robert could hike in 9 hours? So we have some information. His rate is 4 miles in 2 hours. We need to figure out how many miles he could hike in 9 hours. So I set up our rate using a fraction of 4 miles per 2 hours. In order to find the unit rate, we have to divide 4 by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. That being said, Robert hikes 2 miles for every 1 hour. In other words, he hikes 2 miles per hour. We can use a number of strategies to find our answer. We know tape diagrams, double number lines, ratio tables. I'm also going to show you one more here. I have a fraction of 2 miles per hour. Since we know that Robert's traveling at that rate, we can figure out how many miles he hikes in 9 hours. Notice how I have miles on top and hours on the bottom. Those two fractions stay consistent. So in order to find equivalent ratios, in order to figure out his pace in 9 hours, the amount he travels, I have to multiply 1 times 9 to get 9. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. 2 times 9 is 18. We can end this question by writing a sentence. Robert hikes 18 miles in 9 hours. Moving to example number 2, it says, a local grocery store is selling a 3-pound bag of apples for $10.50 and a 5-pound bag of apples for $18. Which bag of apples is a better deal? So what we have to do is we have to determine the unit rate for both of these bags. Whatever bag has a cheaper unit rate is the better deal. Notice I put both of the rates in fractions. I need to find the unit rates for both of them. For the 3-pound bag, in order to find the unit rate, I have to divide $10.50 divided by 3. When I do that, I end up getting a grand total of, bring down that 5. 3 goes into 15 5 times. I end up getting a unit rate of $3.50 for every 1 pound. So moving to our 5-pound bag, we have to divide 18 by 5. 5 goes into 18 3 times. When I multiply, I end up getting 15 with 3 left over. Oh no, we have a remainder. So what we have to do is add a decimal and a 0. 5 goes into 30 6 times, which leaves us with 0 left over. Okay, and because we're dealing with money here, we know that 5 goes into 0 times. So we have a unit rate in blue, the 5-pound bag, of $3.60 for every 1 pound. By comparing the unit rates of both the 3-pound bag and the 5-pound bag, you can see that the 5-pound bag of apples is a better deal because it is 10 cents cheaper per pound. Moving to our last example for today, example number 3, the Queensberry Middle School lacrosse team hosted a car wash to raise money for new uniforms. The team charged $6 for every car they washed. In 4 hours, they washed 20 cars. At this rate, how much money could they raise from washing cars for 7 hours? So we can see that the team charges $6 for every car they washed. That is a unit rate. $6 for every 1 car. Let's continue. In 4 hours, they washed 20 cars. So that right there, 4 hours, they washed 20 cars. That's a rate. We know that the rate is 20 cars for every 4 hours. At this rate, that means the rate is consistent. how much money could they raise from washing cars for 7 hours? So what I see here is we have to find the unit rate of how many cars they wash per hour. So if we know the rate is 20 cars for every 4 hours, in order to find the unit rate, we have to divide 20 cars by 4 hours, and I end up getting 5 cars for every 1 hour. We can use this information of 5 cars for every 1 hour by setting two fractions set equal to each other in order to figure out how many cars they wash in 7 hours. I know that 1 times 7 is 7, so 5 times 7 is 35. So they wash 35 cars in 7 hours. Now, if you were to look at this question one more time, this is not our answer. 35 cars is not our answer. The question says, at this rate, how much money could they raise from washing cars for 7 hours? So what we have to do is we have to multiply the total number of cars, 35, times however much they charge per car. So if they charge from earlier $6 for every car, we have to multiply 35 times 6. When you multiply 35 times 6, you end up getting $210. To finish this problem, you just write a quick sentence. The QMS lacrosse team raised $210 in 7 hours. So recognize that this problem has one extra layer than we have seen in examples 1 and 2. And it's always smart to go back to the problem and see what the question is really asking us. I've seen many students in a question like this circle the answer of 35 cars. But in this case, we do not want to know how many cars they washed in 7 hours. Sure, that's useful, but the actual question asks us how much money they raised. So really look into these questions to determine what is the question really asking me. All right, that does it. Hope you all have a great day. Thank you.